The toroidal field and the apple and the pentagram, they're all symbols of the same thing. It's a self-contained system. The toroidal field, and this is what we mean by the reincarnation trap, where souls, when they get out of their bodies, they don't go back to source. They recycle in the realm and go back to this realm and be born again. This is why they call it a reincarnation trap. That's karma, that's moksha. Whatever that field that catches the souls before they go back to source and traps them again in another life and wipes their memory. That's the system. And it's a form of an apple. Why is Adam and Eve's story such a symbolic story of creation? And you had a choice. You either eat the apple or you don't. But if you eat the apple, you're going to enter this realm, this cycle. What is the cycle? It's the snake that eats its own tail. It's a self-contained energy system that feeds on itself. Because nothing leaves it, you know?
It's yeah. It's recycling.
It's recycling its own energy. Exactly. That's why the Ouroboros is one of the alchemical symbols of the whatever this alchemy process that this universe does.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So this shape, do you remember this optical field? It spins around. That's the torus. That's a toroidal field. It spins around, it goes up and it comes back down again. Goes up and it keeps spinning. That's why everything is spinning. But it's like we're almost sucked into this whirlpool. Because, okay, so this toroidal field, this is the realm that's created to create form. This is how you crystallize energy into form.
Right.
You make it self-contained and it's formed. So this is why it's a very materialistic realm. Because it's all about creating stable form. And for stable form, it has to consume and keep consuming and feed on itself. Right?
The trap.
This is why we don't have free energy on this realm. Is this a coincidence? No. Why do we have to pay money to just exist on this realm? Because energy translates into money. It's how they keep you trapped. That's the reincarnation trap.
Wow.
So you get in debt. That's the karmic debt. And if you're in debt, you're going to come back. So this is why they say, don't make new karma, right? Because then they have nothing, the wardens, they have nothing to demoralize you with. Because when you're in spirit form, you're at the pure form of innocence. And with every suggestion of love, it's like, oh no, stay, but your family needs you, or whatever. You get back into the trap again. 3 years ago here on Maui at the beach, I saw this field around the earth. Spirals, concentric circles. What we call the magnetic field, and I feel this is the toroidal field that's holding this realm together and holding the souls together. While you live, you're generating the battery with your work and with debt. It's all about the harvest. The moment you die, this is when they trap the energy and they bring it back. And that's how they keep this realm alive. And I don't necessarily want to say this is an evil realm, because it's a materialistic realm. It's obsessed with creating form, stable forms. But it's also stuck in that form, you know? And that's why sometimes we feel stuck in loops, right? We're working all the time. We can't just being. So this is someone who created this genius system of souls, because souls were just being. They could shape shift and be anything they want, right? But this is the invention of 3D form.
The manufacturing.
The manufacturing. And that's what they call the Akashic field, because it's the records of everything that has taken place in this realm. That's why when I access it, I can access the past,
future.
the present, the future, because it's kind of like an AI machine. It's predictive.
Yeah, it's the Taurus.
It can see like how the energy, you know, it's within that. It's contained. It's not infinite. It's contained.
Right.
It's all in magnetism. These are the rules of this world. It has to be bound together. Positive and negative. That's how you bond things. But it's a bond. Which means it's imprisonment to create form. There is bondage in it. Electromagnetic bonds. The same way it's around magnets and coils to generate electricity, to generate energy. It's finite energy to create form. It's a battery. No, it's a reactor. Some kind of reactor to translate soul essence, spirit, into form. So there is an entrapment factor in it, but we can't say it's all evil. And we can't say it's all good because it's an entrapment. It's not a free system. It's contained within itself, which means it's running on finite energy. If it doesn't do this, right, just like how we generate electricity, if we don't do this, the friction, the struggle, the wars, the conflict, if we don't do the friction, there isn't going to be energy. It's going to die. It's going to die. Just like a battery dies and you need to recharge it. So everything we do is the recharge. So yeah, I feel the moon is definitely an equation in that toroidal field. Could be the exit. Oh my gosh, it's the exit point. It's the entrance and the exit point. How it communicates with the rest of the universe. Let's say there are spirits in other dimensions, and they want to manifest. They have to go through
That portal.
the moon. And if you want to leave, this is the entry. Because a lot of the people I've heard their NDE's experiences, some of them, when they're having conversations with the guardian angels. They're called guardian angels. Why? Because they're protecting this realm. They're guarding this realm, so they're making sure nobody leaves. But if you're aware of your rights, you have free will, you can invoke that. But they mostly emotionally manipulate people who are trapped in karma. A lot of these people's stories, they say, I was standing on a place where you can see the earth from a distance. It's not so far away. You can still see it. And I was having this conversation with this angel, and they were negotiating whether you're going back or you're leaving. Things like that. I've heard stories like this. Many, many, many people who don't even know each other. It's the same scenario. And someone said it has to be on the moon. There is no other place where you can just stand on a distance and look at the earth and see the earth from a distance. And have that conversation. It has to be the moon. So I feel like the moon is the portal. This is our body. We also have a Taurus field around us. That's why we have to eat. Feed our bodies for that heart to generate magnetism. It's the heart. It's the heart. There's always interceptions whenever, we speak of matters like this. Okay. Well,
Stop.